What is going on, all you Pokemon collecting maniacs out there? This is Ryan, the PikiPikaPapa, and I am pumped to bring you guys another really cool data set. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the first half of Sun and Moon, and we're going to be looking at booster packs versus booster box prices. Now, this video is from you all. We've been doing a ton of looking and a ton of research into booster box prices, and I've had some really smart and just thought-provoking questions from you guys in the comments down below who said, hey, what about booster packs? How do they relate to booster boxes? What do you think about that? And I said, you know, let's do some digging. Let's do some research. That's what this channel is all about. And I'm going to tell you right now, the results have absolutely, they're totally different than what I expected. They blow my mind. It's just another really cool opportunity for us to play chess when everybody else is playing checkers. I also want to say, if you are new to this channel and you have not hit that subscribe button, please do so. We'd love to have you as a member of this community. We talk about some really cool stuff. And it's also a ton of fun. I hope everybody enjoys this data as much as I do. I think we're looking at things a little differently than other people. And I think it can be advantageous in your collecting and investing Pokemon space. So without further ado, what are some of the things we're going to talk about here, okay? So when do you buy one versus the other? Is one always superior to the other? Or booster boxes always better than booster packs, or vice versa? That was one of the questions that I kind of started off with when I went into this. Is there a premium on booster boxes? Is there an arbitrage opportunity? So arbitrage is simply an investment where you can buy and sell simultaneously. You usually buy at one price and you sell at a slightly higher margin. But because you're doing it instantly, it's considered no risk, right? Because it's all happening in the blink of an eye. It's in the stock market. In Pokemon, we don't have true arbitrage opportunities because it's really hard to buy and sell instantaneously. But what we can look for is whenever maybe booster packs are at a premium compared to booster box prices. This might sound crazy, but if you're looking to make a couple dollars, you could buy a booster box for X amount, and if the packs are priced right, rip it open and sell the packs and make a profit on that. And it is quick and it is easy. I never would have imagined that until I went through this exercise. So a couple things that we're going to be talking about here is BP times 36. That's just booster pack times 36, right? There's 36 packs in a booster box. So we're using that as our as one of our metrics. This really is driven by a ratio. So that's booster pack price versus booster box price. So 36, which is the number of packs in a box, you multiply that times 2.78, that gives you just a little over 100.02 or something silly like that. So anytime the price is lower, or anytime you see that ratio below 2.78, that means that the packs are priced below a booster box price, okay? So when you see it higher than that, that's when you have that opportunity and you say, hey, these packs, 36 of these packs individually are actually worth more than a fully sealed booster box. So if you see it higher than 2.78, it's got to get you thinking, like, what do you do? Now, that could also mean that maybe the market is wrong right now and it's going to correct and bring things back in balance. But anyways, super cool exercise. I'm going to get into it because the data is much more cool than me sitting here talking about it. So let's roll. I started off with Cosmic Eclipse. So we're starting from the newest until the middle of Sun and Moon because there's so much data. As always, I broke this into two different videos. And I really want to make sure that we're able to focus on it and talk about it instead of just blitzing through it all. So this is Cosmic Eclipse, booster packs and booster box prices from January 2022 all the way to December 2022. So a whole year worth of data. What is really interesting, look at this graph. So the orange represents the booster box price and that gray line is that ratio that I was talking about. Look how the booster box prices have been going up, but look how the booster pack prices have not been moving succinctly with that, okay? So we are still sitting around, a 1.9% ratio when you look at the booster pack price versus the booster box price. You will see later on, I almost didn't start with this because this is one that screams kind of like, hey, this is an opportunity. You should be looking more into this. Like, I don't know how long I feel like these prices have to increase on the booster packs, but I wanted to go in chronological order. You're going to see further in the video, like 1.92 is the lowest we get. Everything else is higher than that, and Cosmic Eclipse might be a buying opportunity. I never would have thought of that until I looked at this chart, and I think that is really telling right there. So, booster packs right now are $10.66. Booster boxes are all the way up at $554. This, it certainly seems like an interesting opportunity and something that I'd have to dig into a little more on. But Cosmic Eclipse, I may or may not have a eBay saved search for Cosmic Eclipse booster packs as we speak after doing this. Let's get into the next one. So Unified Minds. Here's where you see something a little different. Remember how I said that 1.9 was about as low as you're going to see? This one jumps all the way up to 2.93. Now remember, when we see it over 2.78, that means booster packs times 36 is $418, and a booster box price right now is $397. So 36 individual booster packs are worth more than one booster box. which is, I mean, it's crazy to me. I've always thought that a sealed booster box should hold a premium versus 36 individual packs. Sealed booster boxes are harder to find. You can pick up booster packs everywhere, but maybe I'm wrong. That's just an assumption. You guys know how much I hate doing that. So look, we've seen the booster box price go up and to the right over the course of this year. That's not dissimilar. But what's really interesting to me is, you don't see these big jumps. Look, even in September, the booster pack price fell all the way to $9.59. Went from $11 to $9.59, back up to $10.59. No, it's really been kind of flat here in regards to the booster pack pricing, while the booster box has continued to go up and to the right. So just another really, really interesting one right here. I certainly don't think I'm going to buy a booster box of Unified Minds and then split it and try and make, a couple nickels on this. But I just think it's a really interesting opportunity. I'll tell you what I'm not doing is I'm not buying any booster packs right now because it just doesn't make sense to me from a financial perspective. So Unified Minds, not something I'm looking at booster packs at, but it is interesting to look at this chart. Very next one right here, Unbroken Bonds. So they're perfectly aligned. 2.78, which we called out in the very beginning. So 36 booster packs, cost the same as a booster box. Again, I still feel like those booster boxes should hold a little bit of a premium. This has been, this jumped all the way from $429 in January to $486 in December. But look at the difference in booster pack price from $13.01 to $13.39. So a marginal increase in booster pack price versus a pretty significant, what is that? Maybe 15% increase in booster box price. It's just, so it's very interesting to see that. So I would have expected the booster packs to increase a little bit, but they didn't. But again, this isn't out of whack. I would almost expect the booster box to continue to increase in price and the booster packs to continue to remain the same if we're going to expect the booster boxes hold a little bit of a premium. So another really cool graph to look at here. And very next one is Team Up. So Team Up has been just red freaking hot all year long. Booster packs have not kept up with the pace of booster boxes. You look, we started off with booster boxes at $750 in January, all the way up to $985 right now. I just pulled the data, $985. Booster packs, however, if you go to April of 2022, booster packs were $20.76 when booster boxes were $783. Booster boxes are up to $945, and the price of booster packs have actually come down to $20.14. If you believe in Team Up, if you think Team Up is going to be the set from Sun and Moon and it's going to continue to grow, maybe maybe something that we might expect Evolving Skies to do here, then $20 for a booster pack might not be too bad, right? Like, it doesn't command a premium over booster boxes. It feels like a lot of money for a booster pack, but if you really think this is going to be the set, I have nothing against, buying some right now. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. So again, look at that. Look at how as the booster box price continues to go up because the booster pack price remains flat, you see that gray line start to fall down. So really, really interesting stuff. I mean, this stuff is so cool. It really is. Like, I think this is just the neatest stuff in the world. So not everybody geeks out over data like me, but it certainly will help make us a more informed collector and a more informed investor. I won't say it makes us better because you guys are awesome the way you are, but more information is never a bad thing. Here's Lost Thunder. Okay, Lost Thunder started off way, 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 way high. So when you look at January, February, March, April, May, I mean, those ratios are about as high as you're going to see, 3.28, 3.01. So the booster packs were holding a serious premium. Now, if you look, as the booster box continued to go up and to the right, then you see that the booster packs have actually dropped a whole dollar over the course of the year. Now, that might be because the market suddenly realized, like, hey, these booster packs are just not worth what people are paying for them. So the market is always going to try and work to get to some sense of balance. And we don't have enough data yet to know what that balance is. Like, is 2.78 the right mark? Is 2.68 the right mark? Once we have more data and more time, as this channel continues to grow and build and we just get more time behind us, we will know what that is, and it's going to give us like some green light, red light signals. But for right now, you can see how the booster pack prices dropped, booster box prices continue to go up, but that's just the market coming back into balance. So Lost Thunder way overvalued from a booster pack perspective in the beginning of the year, and it seems to be working its way back down. So just another super cool graph to look at. Celestial Storm, so that's another one. It started off at 410 booster box. It's all the way up to 497. So, you're looking at almost a 20% increase over the year, and then it went from 1315 in January from a booster pack all the way up to a 1372. Again, not a terrible ratio, right? It's a 2.7, so the booster packs times 36 is a little less than a booster box. Not something that It's just not crazy enough one way or the other to get me excited to pull the trigger. I certainly think it's a cool set, but you know, I'm just not dabbling into any of these right now. This isn't giving me any kind of signal to do more research one way or the other, but just another awesome chart to go ahead and look at here. So that's it. I told you we were going to go through the first 6. That's what we did. I've already pulled the data. I'm just finishing up the graphs for the back half, and we're going to look at those tomorrow on Sunday. Some of the things that I wanted to call out here at the very end. So when I averaged out those 6 sets, the average ratio came to 2.50. Now remember, that includes 1.9 and 2 flat from 2 of the sets. So the other ones were much higher than that, because 1.9 and 2.0 against the 2.5 average, that's really, really pulling it down. So 4 of them were considerably higher. Those 2 were lower. For me, Team Up and Cosmic Eclipse are ones that I'm going to start doing some digging into. I don't know if Team Up can stay super hot. I don't know if I like buying into boxes and packs once they've reached that height. It's not saying it's not going to continue to grow, but I like to try and catch trends earlier on because I just feel like there's less risk and there's bigger upside opportunity. But they're worth doing some more digging into. You know, at the end of the day, the booster boxes do seem to hold a slight premium. But again, my final call out right here, we need more data, which is exciting. That means I can't stop working. It's mean I got to keep building this. So think about what we have in our data warehouse now, right? Like we've got all the booster box prices for Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield all the way from January 2022 to December 2022. We now have all the Sun and Moon booster pack prices from that same time period. You know, I went through the exercise in one of my very first videos where I looked at the cost of course, there's my Outlook email because work never stops. And, you know, I looked at the booster box prices for, and the contents within it. So I looked at all of the pricing of the cards, the individual cards. And, you know, we're just starting to build a whole bunch of stuff. And I think as the days and weeks and months continue to pass, we're just going to continue to blow this up and have some really cool stuff to look at. So, all right, everybody, I got to start finishing the data for the video tomorrow. I hope you guys have an epic one. And as always, I appreciate you. Have a great night. Thanks, everybody.